Peace, kings and queens. I'm Craig Excel from EnoughisEnough30, EO30.com, and I just want to share a couple of thoughts with you. It's been a weird week, you know. We started out with Mr. Sterling, Alton Sterling, being murdered for allegedly selling illegal DVDs and having an invisible handgun. So he was murdered. Then we had Philando Castile, who the police are now stating that he matched the description of a suspect in the crime that was committed earlier. So that's why they pulled him over, not just the back light being broken. And he told them that he had a licensed gun. He didn't pull it out, but he went to pull out his driver's license and registration, and he was shot. They murdered him. And the thing about the video is, if you look at it, you can already tell he's dead. The man is gasping for air. There's no way he was going to survive that onslaught of bullets. But the police officer still standing with the gun. I guess he was afraid for his life. You know, just like in the Alton Sterling case, you know, the police officer is afraid for his life. You know, we have nothing but freaking cowards on the police force. They're always afraid for their life, even though the black person is completely unarmed. They or letting you know that I'm going to comply with you, but you're still afraid for your life. What kind of cowardly cops are you? But I want to get to what I was going to talk about. Enough is enough. We're out there protesting. You might have some that will get violent. You might have some that will loot, will burn cars. You know, we might interrupt traffic, you know, shut down the subways, which is all good. I mean, you know, everything I guess would help. I haven't heard anybody sing "We Shall Overcome," but I did hear the "No Justice, No Peace." I was saying that in the 80s when we were demonstrating in New York. No justice, no peace. This is 2016, and we're still saying no justice, no peace. And if somebody says "we shall overcome," we were saying that in the 50s and 60s. When do we say enough is enough? We keep turning to the government, whether it's state, local, city, federal. We keep turning to them for help. Let the Justice Department come in and investigate these police shootings, these murders. Well, they're going to do that. And then what are we going to do? We're going to just sit back, oh, finally, yes. And then when nothing changes, we're going to go through this again. And they already know it. We'll go through these demonstrations, we'll march, we'll scream, we'll shout, we'll sing, we'll hold hands, we'll lock arms, we'll handcuff ourselves, we'll go get arrested. We don't care. But we're going to keep doing it over and over again, and nothing's going to change until we change it. We have to do that. We turn into the government for help. They enslaved us for over 200 years. They brutalized us for over 100 years. All together, we have 400 years of torture in the United States. And we're going to turn to that same government or those same people to help us? They owned us. We were no different than the cow and the sheep and goats and pigs to them. We were 3/5 of a person. They had scientists trying to prove that we were completely and totally inferior. We are different species of humans. When do we say enough is enough? We turn it to them. We turn it to them for help. We turn it to them for justice. I'm not saying go out and shoot anybody. Nah, this is more than that. You can go out because we have 5 police officers just murdered in Dallas. That's not going to change anything. It'll just make them angrier. They look at us like, yes, look at them. They're savages. They're violent. They're predators. That's how they look at us. I'm talking economic change. I'm going to get into that in another video, but it is stated that black people in the United States have a spending power of over $1 trillion. That's more than some countries have. Come on, that's greater than the GDP of a lot of nations. Over $1 trillion. We have to use that. We have to make changes. We have to build our own society within this society. Our own infrastructure within the United States infrastructure. And then when people like me say that, people say, oh, you're segregationist. No. Well, even if I'm a segregationist, so integration hasn't helped. Look at us. We're begging to be his friend, and he doesn't like you. He never did. If he did, you wouldn't have been a slave. He wouldn't have burned your cities. He wouldn't have burned down Black Wall Street, Rosewood. He wouldn't have done it. The KKK is the oldest terrorist organization in the United States, and it's not even listed as a terrorist organization. Dylan Rue, who killed 9 people in South Carolina church during Bible study, and they invited him in. They welcomed him with open arms. And they treat him like he's some poor little kid who's kind of lost. He might have had a tough family life. Stop this nonsense. Looking for them for help. We forgive everybody for everything they do to us. Fine, that's your thing. That's your thing. But you're never supposed to forget what they did to you. You can forgive anything, but never forget it. We can control our futures. We can change the world. There are 1 billion black people on this planet. We could change the planet. We could change our situations. But we have to stop thinking short term and look long term. Every government agency knows that black people are going to protest and be angry for a week, 2 weeks, maybe even a month. They'll appease us. You might get 1 cop arrested somewhere, and then that stops that protest there. You get a prosecutor that says, I'm going to put all of them on trial. And they all be found not guilty. And we say, man, what's wrong? They appease us. They know. Most of these prosecutors, especially in these small towns like Baton Rouge, Louisiana, come on. The prosecutors there are probably friends with those same cops. Their children probably go to the same schools. They're probably part of the same clubs. They probably shop in the same stores. You have it all over the country. I personally know that a defense attorney told me that he couldn't go after a prosecutor. Oh, I know him. Oh yeah, our wives all hanging. Our wives and us, we hang out at the same place. Yeah. I know him. It's like, so how could I hire you? We look at them for help instead of looking within. We have the power to do whatever we want. We could build a community that rivals no one. No one can touch it. The world will look at it in awe. In most major cities, you'll find a Chinatown. You'll find a little Italy. you know, in Florida, you find little Havanas. Why can't we have our own? Why can't we do that? And it's not difficult to do. We just have to wean ourselves off of their dependence. We're always looking for them for everything we want. Clothing, apparel, housing, furniture, education, medical help, legal help. We're always turning to them. They educate our children and they can't stand our children. They take care of us medically and they really can't stand us. The United States government infected black men with syphilis intentionally just to see what would happen because they didn't see us as humans. We were subhumans. When are we going to stop depending on them, counting on them for help? I'm going to come back with another video. My videos are always so daggone long, so I'm going to end it here. But we're going to come back and we're going to talk about changing society, doing everything we can to help change our situation long term, not short term, long term. I'll talk to you later, my brothers and sisters. Peace, kings and queens. I love you.